grandma would call it, Life of Norma with Lauren. Today, my grandma is gonna walk us through this raspberry pecan square recipe. These specifically, I love them so much that I asked her to make them for my wedding. So she made a ton of them, and I didn't even get to have one because everyone else ate them that quickly. So these are perfect for the holidays. Therefore, we're gonna go through the process of how to make them. She's gonna just give us a breakdown, and then she's gonna have me make them with a little bit of her guidance.
Hi everyone. We're gonna make raspberry pecan squares, as Lauren said. I'm gonna run you through the ingredients real quick. You preset your oven at 325 degrees and set your rack in the center. And then you start dividing. I like to have everything measured out. So we've got 2 cups of all-purpose sifted flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And you mix all that, and I'm gonna let Lauren.
Together. Okay.
Here you go.
I whisk it.
And whisk it.
Where did you get this one?
Aunt Debbie gave that to me.
I like this because it doesn't all get stuck in. Oh.
You stir that, you set it aside. And I've taken 12 tablespoons of softened butter and just cut it in cubes and set it in our little aluminum pans. And then it calls for the 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. And then a 1/2 cup of the brown sugar. And then it calls for 2 egg yolks. So I put that into a pan, and I've added the 1 teaspoon. No, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and I've incorporated that in the eggs. Calls for 1 cup of chopped pecans, and we've already chopped them on a chopping board, and so it's a little over a cup. And they're nice and chopped, okay? Not real tiny, not minced, but cut smaller. And then we've got, it calls for 2/3 cup of raspberry preserves. I use a whole jar, which is, it's a pound. It's 18 ounces of raspberry preserves because my boys love it, love that gooey stuff on it. And then it calls for 1 lemon, but I've added the juice of 2 fresh lemons. Okay, so it'd be 4 tablespoons. And I've done that, stirred it.
So that makes it less thick, right?
Yes.
When you add the lemon, okay.
And it calms the sugary taste as well.
Right.
It gives it that nice
Kind of
tart.
like tart.
Yes. Okay, and with that said, we've got everything ready to go. And what we're gonna do is go ahead and have Lauren place the butter in the mixer, and go ahead and...
Do I take this stuff?
No,
Or
just that and the sugar. So here you go.
Church bells.
Okay, and let's get that down.
And then add this.
No.
Oh, not yet.
Okay, we're gonna cream the butter. So that we're gonna lock the mixer, and we're gonna start.
Something really cool about this recipe is, Grandma, you wanna show the original? This recipe is from a magazine from, when was it from?
It was, I found it in a Women's Day at Family Circle magazine, March 1988. And it's Jim Fogle's, out of Jim Fogle's recipe book. And his grandmother was from Finland, and she baked delicious desserts every single meal, 3 times a day. So I love her recipes. I love Jim Fogle's recipes.
And I was just amazed at how long she was able to keep this, and then just in how good of shape it is still.
Okay, we're gonna...
Smells good.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we've creamed the butter, and now, Lauren, can you add the sugar, please?
Yes. All of it at once?
Yes, all of it at once.
And if we don't have one of these mixers, can we?
If you don't have a mixer, I'm fortunate I have this KitchenAid. You can use a portable mixer. You can even use a whisk or just a mixing spoon, and you get the same results. It's it's not a must that you have to have a KitchenAid mixer. So we're going to incorporate the butter and the sugars. Now we're going to add the 2 eggs and the vanilla, and make sure you scrape the pan out. Get every little bit of it, huh? We lock it, and then we mix it. You know, we might go ahead and brush it off the side. Scoop it off the side.
This side or this?
No, everything. Just scoop it into the center, and then we'll mix it.
Smells so good already. There?
Yes, perfect. And we're gonna put this down. Okay. We'll lock it and start it. Okay, it's nice and creamy.
So the consistency has to be creamy for you to know that it's...
Yes, and then you lift it. You can, I usually just scrape this with my hand because I've been at it for so long that that's just the way the cooks do it. Okay?
Okay.
And then you just take this out.
Got it.
Okay, so now we're gonna come back here and we're going to take this spoon and start incorporating a little bit of the flour, a little at a time. Okay, stir it and combine it really well.
Is this making the like a crust?
Part of it is gonna be for the crust. Yes. Okay, let's get the rest.
Or no?
Yes, and in the meantime, I'm gonna preserve about a 1/2 cup of pecans,
Oh, there we go.
and then we're gonna add the rest of this mixture of pecans, chopped pecans, to the dough. That's what's gonna make that rich, toasty pecan dough. Okay, this is the easiest way to get it off. Okay, now just grab, it's okay if you've got a dirty hand, go ahead and butter the pan. You're going to save about, maybe a small little ball of that dough.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Make sure you get pieces off the end. It's got to be real thin because it's not a lot of dough, but it makes a delicious crust even though it's a thin crust.
And the gloves so it doesn't just all stick to you? Is that why we wear the gloves?
No, it's just for sanitary purposes, really. Yeah, it's easier to just, yeah, you have to spread it out. Just do it with both hands. Go ahead and start, with both hands, start pushing it over to the corner. If you have to, pick up a little bit of dough and press it in. Tiny bit of dough. You've got a lot of dough here, so.
How big is this pan?
I've got the measurements. It's an 11 by 7 by 2, I think. This one is a little bit bigger. It's an 11 by 9, I think, but that's okay. We can make it work. I think that should be good. All right, now the next step is we're going to go ahead and we're going to pour this. I'm going to spread that evenly, okay?
Tastes good.
Spread it evenly and thinly. And while she's doing that, I've got this lemon and lime crusher, and this is the way I do the lemons. I cut them in half and put them face down, and then just squeeze. It makes your life so easy.
Is this the same ingredients more or less that you make a crust with for pies or no?
No. Okay, Lauren. After that, I'm going to give you half the dough. Half of the dough that we set aside.
Okay.
Go ahead and set your spatula, and you're going to just kind of drop these by tiny little pieces, just all the way around. By the way, you all are not going to be able to stop eating this. It's okay. They are so addictive. They're just so decadent, so delicious.
And they're the perfect combination of like
richness and tartness.
Yeah, it's like sweet but tart, but then you have like a kind of like a saltier type of crust.
Okay, and then you're gonna take the leftover pecans and make sure that we set aside. Just pour it in your hand and sprinkle it evenly. And the top will melt and spread, and it'll give you the effect of a complete kind of a cover on top, and that's what makes it so delicious. I love Smucker's preserves. That's my favorite. Okay. She's ready to put this in a 325-degree oven in the center rack for 60 minutes, and we'll be right back. Put it in a 325-degree oven, center rack for 60 minutes or until it's golden brown. Some ovens burn warmer than others, so we have to kind of keep tabs on it. And that's it for that right there. You can cut it as large or as small as you want your squares. I like them small. And then I like to, this is optional, but I like to sprinkle a little bit of powdered sugar, just very lightly, because it seems to really meld all of the flavors, especially the jam. Try it, Lauren, on this last half. Sprinkle it. Just very, very gently. And there you have it.
Let's eat them.
It's kind of like the same concept of a cookie, but still different.
Oh, my favorite. Thank you so much for watching this episode with my grandma, Life of Norma with Lauren. I hope that you enjoyed this recipe and that you try it. It's just in time to be able to buy all your ingredients and then make them for Christmas or Christmas Eve. Be sure to like this video and leave a comment if this is the kind of content you like to see and if you'd like to see new recipes in the future. Again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.